How does substantive due process protect unenumerated rights? Imagine a world where your personal choices and freedoms are safe from government interference, even if those rights aren't written down in the law. That's where the idea of substantive due process comes into play. It's a legal principle rooted in the 5th and 14th Amendments, which say that no one should be deprived of life, liberty, or property without fair procedures. But substantive due process goes a step further. It asks whether the laws themselves are fair and just, not just how they are enforced. Think about rights that aren't specifically listed in the Constitution. These are called unenumerated rights. The 9th Amendment hints that the list of rights in the Constitution isn't complete. It suggests people have other rights that the government can't infringe upon, even if those rights aren't spelled out explicitly. Substantive due process helps protect these rights by making sure the government has a good reason to interfere with personal freedoms. For example, the Supreme Court has used this principle to defend the right to marry. Laws that banned same-sex marriage were challenged and found to violate the fundamental rights protected by substantive due process. The court said that marriage is a core personal decision that the government can't just restrict without a strong reason. Similarly, this doctrine has protected personal autonomy, like decisions about having children or making personal health choices. In the past, substantive due process also protected economic rights, like the freedom to make contracts. But over time, the focus shifted more toward personal rights. Still, the core idea remains. The court can strike down laws that unfairly limit fundamental freedoms without a compelling justification. Some critics argue that this approach gives judges too much power to decide what rights are fundamental. They worry it leaves too much room for personal opinions to influence legal decisions. Despite that, substantive due process continues to be an important way to safeguard rights that aren't explicitly listed but are essential to personal freedom. Knowing your rights means understanding that the law doesn't just protect what's written down. It also protects your ability to make personal choices and live freely, even when those rights aren't specifically spelled out in the Constitution. Substantive due process is the tool that helps keep those rights safe from unwarranted government interference.